Hi, I'm Ann Thomas, founder of Transgender Talent in Southern California, and this video is about transgender children actors. We know typically very young that we're transgender. Sometimes as young as 18 months. Most of us know by the time we reach puberty. But, so between 7 and 9 years old we know. With today's medicine, what we do is we will use what's called puberty blockers to keep puberty from starting for a child that is identifying as the opposite gender. So that prevents us from having the wrong things happen to our bodies that are irreversible or difficult to fix later. With trans girls, that means it stops the lowering of the voice, the thickening of the bones, and the hair growth. By trans girls, I mean those who were assigned male at birth, but identify as female as they're growing up, such as myself, even though I transitioned later in life. For trans boys, those who were assigned female at birth, but identify as boys, it stops breast development, and it stops the menstrual cycle from beginning. And then, once they reach the appropriate age, and this is all done under doctor's supervision, and with therapists who check them to make sure they really do identify as the gender they're feeling that they are, they're given the proper hormones. So for trans girls, they're given estrogen and other hormones as the doctor sees fit, and they develop normal breast growth at that point. The trans boys start having their voices lower, and their facial and body hair come in as any boy going through puberty would. I tell you all of that because you need to know that for casting and writing purposes. Trans girls, those who transition young like that, will look and sound like non-transgender, or as we call them, cisgender girls. You almost can't tell the difference. It's just about impossible. And the trans boys will look and sound like non-transgender boys. So you're not going to find a child actor who looks what you might think as non-binary, kind of like what I look. I'm kind of a mix of both genders. That doesn't happen with young children. They will transition into the gender they identify with and look as if they always were that gender, most commonly. And so the proper terms to use when writing and writing casting calls, breakdowns, and addressing them when they come in are by what you see in front of you. You see a little girl, they're a girl, or a trans girl, if you so wish to call them. Same with the boys, they're boys. You don't call them by the opposite gender labels. You don't use she for a trans boy or he for a trans girl, just like you wouldn't for any other child that identifies or is male or female. You use the proper pronouns, the proper ways of addressing them. So hopefully that helps you with your writing. Just realize it's almost indistinguishable when you're dealing with youth, with people under 18 who have transitioned. You just plain can't tell. So write your scripts accordingly. Don't expect low voices for the girls and high voices for the boys. Thank you very much, and I hope that helps.